I think that the admin practitioners, the admin team are as involved with the client's journey. They may not know what's being treated, what's being said. They may not know what's happened in the treatment room, but there's a real opportunity to make sure that the client stays engaged with their practitioner. And so rebooking, I think just also looking at the language that's used. Like, for example, so when would you like to book your next appointment for? That's a common thing that we hear at the reception desk. But what that's doing is it's taking away from the practitioner who may have recommended, I need to see you in X number of days or weeks. So let's book your next appointment for whenever that time is. And then at the reception desk, suddenly um, the ownership of that time frame is taken from the practitioner, and it's being left with the client, who's then left to say, "Oh yeah, I want to book," or "They said I should book at this time. Okay, let's book that appointment." Now, think about it this way. It's the same thing's happened. An appointment has been booked, right? So whether the practitioner booked it or recommended it, or whether the client booked it or recommended it, in the eyes of the admin team, the thing has happened. An appointment's been booked. But there's a subtle difference here. When the client books their own appointment, I chose when that would be. I chose the time frame, me as the client, and I booked that appointment with the receptionist. Then the client has agency over being able to cancel that appointment or adjust it, or if it's not suitable, or if lunch comes up with someone they want to meet with and they decide they don't want to come to that appointment, I, as the client, can ring up and change that appointment because I made that appointment. Whereas if it's in the hands of the practitioner saying, "Hey, I'm going to see you in a couple of weeks' time, let's book that appointment," receptionist says, "Hey, your practitioner has said let's book in 2 weeks," and they're more objective or more proactive with booking that appointment, same thing happens. The appointment gets booked. But there's less likelihood that the client's more likelihood they're going to prioritize that appointment because it was taken out of their hands, perhaps less likelihood that they're going to cancel that appointment when the time comes. So it's just subtle things like that that can lead to, it's like small cogs turning big wheels. The language and how things are rebooked at the desk can be a powerful thing. And sometimes it is literally as simple as the practitioner coming to the reception desk with the client and communicating that plan with the receptionist. I've seen it happen, and it's happened before. We used to do it as well, where I'd say goodbye to the patient. They'd go to the reception desk, and I would write a little message so that they knew what was going to happen. But if you put yourself in the position of the client, and if they see you walking out with them and communicating with the receptionist and having that appointment booked, it's just a really good way to finish off an appointment and for them to know what's happening next. Of course, we also advocate for booking a few appointments ahead of time as well, so that they're in the diary at a time that best suits the client. It means that there's less worry about trying to find times when things are busy. It also helps for a more stable diary as well, and the client is on a journey and on a plan too, and then that's booking according to the treatment plan. And that requires an admin practitioner that is actually on board with, the phones are ringing, people need them, someone walks in, there's lots happening, but there's still 2 or 3 or 4 appointments to book with this person they're seeing in front of them. So look, there's a lot of work that happens on the reception desk, but that subtle shift of being part of the client's journey and really objectively booking those appointments. Okay, I'm just going to book them all for you now. I'm going to give you a list for when the times are, they're done. All right, I can move on to the next thing, and the client can go away feeling like they've got their next appointments booked and feeling confident about the treatment that's coming ahead.
And like you said, in the future, at their next appointment, if they had booked, several in advance, it also removes that admin burden at the next appointment. So
Correct.
you're
Yeah.
kind of helping yourself in the future. And if you've got a plan to see them over several appointments, why not book them ahead
Mm.
of time and actually commit to that care plan? It's such a simple, controllable thing to
And
do.
and if you just play this out, let's say that clients that you're seeing now in February are likely to still need appointments in April. then what I'd be doing is booking those appointments now. And if you think about it, well, hang on, if I book all my appointments for April now in February, then there's going to be nothing left when we come to April. That's the point. We're actually trying to put a squeeze on April. We're trying to make April as busy as it can be with the few days that we've got, generate that demand.